Hello, everyone. With this first tutorial, I want to introduce you to your first AI workflow, your AI tool. In this specific case, what we're going to try and build is essentially a tool that is able to build your own blog reports based on specific inputs you can give it and optimize it for your own SEO. So let's start with whenever we want to build a tool, we have to start to give it the variables that we want to have in our end tool. So imagine you have specific boxes where you are able to then provide the information you need for the AI to be able to generate a specific output. So in this case, what does typically a blog post need? It needs a title. You need to have some kind of a headline. So you want a blog headline. You want to likely have a description as well. So you want to have a description for the blog, and then you want to give it the SEO words that you're trying to optimize. Perfect. So the way we can do this now, and this is a very important concept within the Spot environment, is that whenever you want to build a complex prompt for whatever model AI module you want to use, any essentially of these components, you want to essentially be able to combine all of these inputs and format it in a way that makes sense for the prompt that you're building, right? So in this case, we're going to combine the text with all of these inputs, and now we're going to form the prompt that we're looking for. So let's say, for example, I had here this one prepared already. So you want to say, look, based on the description on the blog description that is defined on input one, a title that is input 2, because we connected it right in the workflow, and then the headlines are input 3. We're going to tell it, imagine you are a blog SEO expert, build a research report that can be helpful for this blog. And why are we doing this? Because essentially what we want to do is keep our blog posts as up to date as possible. So we want to be able to essentially first extract from the internet a report that can be of any depth we want. So in this case, let's say we want the depth to be extensive, so it will search a lot of things. We want to have time awareness, so we want it to understand what was published yesterday, what was published last week, and we're going to tell you are a blog publisher, right? So actually, let's remove here this one because we gave the context there already. If you want more information on this, you can visit the prompt guide we have on our documentation. So now let's add a model on top of this. So we want now to add the generate text. Generate text is in reality a model like GPT, like Claude, like Gemini. You can choose the ones that make more sense, or you can just leave us to choose the model for you based on cost or based on performance, however you think might makes more sense. So we come here, we connect everything with all the components we have about um, about our blog, and now we're going to give it the instructions on how to build this blog post, right? So I already had this prompt here prepared. So we're going to tell it, okay, the title is input 1. We're going to tell it that the headline, actually no, the title is input 2 in this case. The headline is input 3. The description is input 4. Key SEO words are input 5. And we gotta tell them that this is some research that was done on the topic, which is input 1. And then we say you're an editorial assistant skilled in writing a blog post for companies. Please write the best possible blog post and output only the blog post. And so now when we have this, you are a blog post expert. So now that when we finish this, we can choose what type of smart model selection we want. Let's say we want performance, so we want to have the best possible model. And we connect here and we say, okay, this is the blog post. And now we're going to test it. Let's see if the performance is good enough. We say, for example, the impact of AI in the world. My Grammarly, how AI is changing the way we work. SEO words, we can say AI, we can say LLM, we can say, for example, China, US. And we just let it run. Now it's essentially going to work the workflow. You can see in each of these components pretty much the step-by-step creation of your workflow. This is essentially as well the screen where you're then able to in reality debug your process. So you can come here, go on each of the steps, and understand what is actually being done. So here, as you can see, he's building the web research report on on this particular topic we gave it. So how AI is changing the way we work, just making different research queries on Google. So as you see, we have here blog post that is optimized to discuss the topics we mentioned. We can then make it tailor it a bit more for the type of research we want to have. For more information, this one is a very simple blog post, but as you see, it touches upon what we requested, all the model providers, talks about US and China. And so this is pretty much a way for you to build a very simple workflow. Thank you very much.